Walk out the door. Just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with divine? You think I'd crumble? You think I'd lay down and die? Oh, no, not I. I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'm still alive. I'm having my own dance party here. Hi, Lori. How is you today? How is my people? I know I'm late. I slept in. I sure did. I slept in. I was just taking my time, doing my shiznits, getting it good, getting it doing, and doing it well. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, happy fucking Saturday. Laura, you finished it? Yay, we're up to 672 books sold. 672 books sold. How badass is that? My book. I read a book. No, you didn't. I was late. Laura loved the book. Crystal, these days in my life, only 2 miles and then I'll walk some. Yeah. Oh, you got it, Lisa? Woohoo! No, just know, if I don't have anything going on the weekends, I'm most likely going to be on later. Okay? Last night was date night. I had a couple drinks. We had a good time. One of the date night videos is up. Waiting for the lambasting on Daniel's son. But you know, a lot of this, you're halfway through it. Yay, I need to read it. I have just been so busy. By the time I get in bed, I know it's so small. Lisa, we fixed it. But if you bought the book before last week on Monday or Tuesday, the font has changed. So, yes, it was, we learn, okay? Trial by error. Trial by error. It's really small font. Actually, you just bought it, right? So you're gonna have the bigger font. Hi, Jane. How are ya? We miss you. Oh my God, I have never giggled so hard from that airplane thing you sent me. I was dying. I literally cackled and Zoom was on and they were like, what are you laughing at? Inside joke, people. The life of living in Qatar. That's right. Hi, Angela. Happy Saturday. Hi, Charlene. What is going on? Oh my God, I giggled. I giggled. I know it's so small. It is so small. That's what she said. Are we going there already this quick today? I don't know. We could. Yay, Patty. If you just ordered it, you'll have the bigger font. Hi, Dee. How are ya? Hi, Pedros. Happy weekend. Happy, beautiful Saturday. Grandpa is not walking without a walker. Hell no. Most likely, he probably will never. Yeah, I don't think Grandpa's gonna have his full capability ever. Hi, Wolf. Did I say that? Dementia's setting in. Probably an old video. Yeah. No, Grandpa. If you know, sometimes I post old videos because they're memories that pop up, and it makes me go, ah, you know, ah. So anyway, hi, Karen. Happy. Koso got the book. Let's hear it for the book, y'all. You know, instead of singing, let's hear it for the boys. Let's hear it for the book. Woo! Yeah. You guys, so we had date night. We had a good time as always. Yeah, I ordered 2 days ago. So good. You're gonna have the good. Boy, the trolls rip you. Yep. They rip me up on Facebook. So I probably, Dan was yelling at me all day. Yeah, fucking block those fucking women. You know, I was like, I am Danielle. Nice to meet you. And I was like, I haven't even had a chance to look. So date night was me working. So I literally blocked like 20 people last night. 20 people. And then I just got tired and I couldn't do it. Oh, no, I'll block once I get there. You know, but a lot of times I don't get to my socials until later in the afternoon. Thanks, Red. So I don't get it. Hi, Arnold. So anyhow, yeah. You guys, those bitches are feral. They've got rabies and they're feral. So they're horrible. So some of you go back and forth with them, which is funny. They don't let up, you know, because they think they're in the right. They think that their opinions matter. So I trimmed, and that's what pisses me off. I trimmed his goatee up. His goatee's still there. I just trimmed it really short so it can grow again. And people are like, oh God, I hated the beard. Well, first of all, it wasn't a beard, it was a goatee. It's still there, it's just small right now because I wanted him to just get some air to his face. But, oh no, it'll come back because I like the goatee. I don't give a fuck if nobody likes the goatee. I do. So that's why he would have it. No, they don't stop. If you fight with them, be prepared. They come back. They're ready to sink their teeth in. So anyhow, it's crazy. It's crazy. People are crazy. So anyhow, so we did some fun videos last night on the way home. So y'all, it's, you know, people, oh, my husband would never do that. Okay, well, first of all, some of the shit we do, yeah, Dan says stupid shit. And then I take out my video camera and we have fun with it, right? That's what it's about. The stupid banter that we do without the camera, we'd also embellish it a little bit more for the camera. You guys take it too personal, some of you. A good 3/4 of you understand. Yeah, LOL with the Asian comment. Now that happened. He saw an Asian woman with a child and he said, God, Asian women are just beautiful, right? And then he said, I should have married an Asian. And I was like, what? So then I pulled out, you know, my phone and I said, say that again, you know, say that again. You think it's rude. Well, but for you, it's rude, right? For you, it's rude. But that's our banter. That's our playfulness. That's our poking. That's our relationship, right? It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be silly, right? If you can't have fun in life and marriage, then what's the point? We are content creators, right? We are content creators. We want to make you laugh at our own flaws, right? Dan's very flawed, so am I. And if you can't have fun with the flaw, this probably isn't the place for you because my channel is about flaws, right? My channel is making fun of my flaws. My channel is about busting Dan out for his flaws, you know? Period. That's it. Us Asians are bossy and we don't take shit from our husband. I'll tell him that, Pedro, so I'll tell him that. So yeah, I did laugh. Yeah, and that's the Mama 4 Boys, I want you to laugh. My whole purpose of posting those is to laugh, you know, is to be silly. You should be thinking, oh Dan, you know, that's what I want you to think. And those of you are like, yeah, my husband's the same way, you know, my husband's the same way. I just want you to have fun with it. It's the purpose. I want you to lose yourself in our make-believe fun. Not all make-believe. Remember, there is always an element of truth in there, right? No. Sister Mary, yeah. So anyhow, I want you guys to laugh. Don't worry about me. I'm a survivor. I want you guys to bash on Dan. I think it's funny, you know? Yeah, and I want you to laugh. You know, that's me. I love busting out Dan. I love it. And after I turned off that video, he's like, man, I'm gonna get lambasted. Yeah. No, we didn't get a discount. No. Hi, Christy. No. So the whole premise behind my account, right? I show Ed, I also show our silly and our banter. Dan and I live that way. This is our life, you know? This is what we do. This is how we have fun with one another. And I think it's pretty cool, you know? I think it's pretty cool. Hi, Lee. Is Dan my first husband? I believe so, yes. I believe so. I think he's my husband. Lily, Lily checked that for me. I think at one point she did confirm that we did get married by the state of California. Yeah. He said yes. You know, yeah, to mess with. He's too sensitive. Yeah, no. I mean, sometimes it pisses me off, right? Because Dan's like, ooh. You know, before I made the video, he saw an Asian woman, young, by the way. She wasn't 60, and she had a 2-year-old, and he was like, ooh, she's hot. I was like, how do you even, you can't even see that far. How do you know she's hot? You know? Oh, I love Asians. I should have married an Asian. And that's why I was like, fuck this shit. What? What? Yeah, so that's what we do, right? Yeah, I said, yeah. He's like, God, older Asians are so beautiful. She wasn't old. Dude, like, what? Anyhow, so, yeah, I mean, Jesse, I'm so used to it, though. It's Dan. He's like, well, would you rather you want me to keep that shit inside? Yeah. I don't need to hear it. I should be your only woman you look at. Shit. So, you have to laugh, or else he would be dead, you know? And all of a sudden they care. Yeah, not Dan. I think Dan does it to poke me, Sassy. I think Dan does it to poke me. I think he's looking for a reaction. You know, that's the one thing that Ed taught all of his kids. Poke. Because a reaction is better than no reaction. You know what I mean? So Ed's like, he pokes because he wouldn't get attention otherwise. So it was always negative. So I think that Dan does it on purpose to rile me up and to get me irritated. He was taught that. So most of it is his dad. And I married his father. Fuck. Why didn't I think about that before I said I do? My mom tried to warn me too. She said, yes, she's still in San Diego, Jess. My mom said, are you sure? Are you sure? You can't help who you fall in love with, guys. You know, bye for now, Rajiv. So, yes, like a 2-year-old. The Salingers are pickers. You know, they poke until they get a reaction. I'm easy, but I have a little jealousy. I don't have any jealousy. I really don't. Somebody wants my man, they can have him. You want him that hard, fight for him. I'm sure he'll buckle, maybe. And if not, keep trying. Keep him occupied. Keep him off of my back or my front. You know what I mean? Shit. Rita, hello. Pat, I saw you. He made it obvious he was poking. He does. He pokes. That's an Ed trait. Yeah. I hated that. Ed always poked. They'll send him back. They probably would. Never mind. They'd send him back, Sandra. They would, because they'd be like, oh, fuck. You mean Danielle was right? You mean she was telling the truth all along? Fuck. Never mind. Girl, I get you. Now I understand you. It's Dan, isn't it? Yeah. Girl, it is. Nobody wants to listen. Hi, Guax. How did I meet Dan? Well, there once was a man named Ed. There once was a woman named Janice. The two collided and became one. And then later on down the road, so did we. And here's the thing. Bye, Jess, you're leaving already? Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you something. When you're young and in love, you don't think things through. Come on, right? You don't think things through. Now, if I looked at the whole period of my relationship or my marriage, right, I think, fuck, I should have listened to my mama, you know? Well, bang, there became us. Another Janice and Ed. Fuck! Guac! Why the fuck did you have to? Oh my God! Now you just fucking scared me. Now you just made it real. I am my mom. Dan is his dad. We have another Janice and Ed on our hands. Oh my God. Guaco, what the fuck did you do that to me for? Oh my God. Shit. Dan doesn't have an ego anymore. God, that kind of grosses me. SFG, I think you need help. I do. I think you need help. You know why? I'm gonna tell you. Because you're on my live being snarky, you know? It's not me looking for you, giving you my opinion. You're on here on my page. See how that works? Not very smart of you. Anywho, fuck. I'm Janice and Ed, and he's Ed. I just remarried. Oh, shit. Fuck. There, that's it. Oh, shit. I'm grossed out. I just had sex with Ed this morning. Ed Senior, Junior, not Senior. Fuck. Fuck. Not Ed per se. All the trolls will be like, what? Did you hear her? No. Yes, Dan. Dan meaning Ed meaning Dan. I married Dead. The Dan, dead. We'll call him Dead. D for shit. Fuck. That was twice in a row, paid roast. We took a hiatus. Shay, abort the mission. We took Ed Jr., yeah. I had sex with Ed Jr., which is Dan. Not Senior. Y'all fucking disgusting for thinking that. I deleted some idiot who's like, he just wants to ride Danielle. They probably had sexual intercourse for years. I was like, fuck is wrong with people? Dan's got an ego? Probably. Dan is not. Nancy, I saw your comment this morning. My husband would never do that. But you got to remember, our relationship is that way, right? And we're also content creators, so we're going to embellish on our flaws. So, Dan and I try to have fun. Long Island Linda, chapter 6. Y'all are beating me. I just don't have enough. Oh, fuck. So, and that's Roland. That's Guaco's fault. He's the one who brought it up. I'm sorry. I just had that epiphany. Shitballs. Y'all took a hiatus. No, not in that way. Sexual hiatus. Yes. I don't think you realize. Now, Nancy, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you something. You probably missed it. Before I took the camera out, he did say Asian women were hot. So then, at that point, I took the camera out and I said, what did you just say? Now, there's always truth to the poking, right? But when the camera goes on, of course, we embellish a little bit more. It's meant for you guys to laugh or giggle about our flaws, you know? Dan is very flawed, I'm very flawed, and I poke at him, he pokes at me. So when I've been a major ass to my husband, apologies. I know you didn't marry my dad. I never apologize. That's the worst thing you can say, is apologizing for your reactions. Because your reactions are based on how you felt in the moment, right? You should. And then it kind of carried over, Pedros, into the sexual, you know, fornication in the strip clubs and stuff. And it's just funny. That's just us. You're eating sushi? Oh, what? Oh. I was like, they're serving sushi now at McDonald's? No thanks. No thanks. Cut. You know, yes. But Jesse, you know what I do? Jesse said, some of those pokes cut to the quick. Absolutely. Now, I'm not going to say I make a joke out of them all the time. But what I try to do is just let it go, right? I try to let it go. And by letting it go means I do content. Because that helps me get over the irritation with my husband. My outlet is my platforms, right? So that's it. I remember, there's always an element of truth. There's always an element of you have to think, okay, what started that? It was the comment of the Asian. It's very easy to read us. I think so, right? It's very easy to read us. Obviously, it was the Asian woman comment. So I turned on my camera. And then that's when he played, right? He embellished it up. Now, did he mean everything he said? Yes. He's always thought Asians are beautiful. Mixed Asians too. Always been enamored with the Asian beauty. So there's truth to it. We're just putting an extra spin to it. And Dan is that unaware that he says things like that to me. God, you know. Anyway, so I play on those things. They bug me sometimes, absolutely, right? Absolutely. And I think in that moment, Jesse, here's what bothers me, right? And I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. The fact that he notices other women, right? Which we're all human. I notice hot men. I just don't do it to poke him. You know, I wouldn't do it. He'll say Bosa, but Bosa, that was all part of, whatever. So, but I just don't do it because I don't want to hurt his feelings. Like, make him feel less than, right? In that way. So, I just kind of keep it to myself. Dan's like, why not share? He wishes I would use it as foreplay, right? That's his mind. So the fact that he notices other people, is quick to comment on their beauty, but never once says, dear, you're looking pretty today, Those are the real life issues for me. It's not the fact that he's noticing women, it's the fact that he notices beauty outside of his bubble, but never compliments the beauty inside of his bubble, if you know what I mean. So I turn those things into fun little banter videos because that's how I cope. Just like with the idiots on social media. I attack them in my way to have fun because that's the way I cope, He doesn't realize it. He would tell me it's stupid for midterm. Dan's very stuck in his ways. God forbid I use the N-word, So it's Dan. He's always been like that. And it's a lot of poking, So last night it did not hurt. Because I look at it now, it's like, oh, this is great content. Honestly, I look at it like, this is great content, period. That's it. About other women, I would be so jealous. I used to be so jealous, Mary. I used to get so upset. Now I don't. I've been immune to it, And then I have social media that I can lambast his ass for being an idiot, So, thankful, Moose, that a spouse compliments others more. They do. That's the main thing for me, is that he never says, God, you look beautiful, or, he'll be like, huh, gotta trade you in for a new one. You're getting old. Thanks. Yeah, so are you, So I think, and that's the thing, Sandra, we're so secure with each other. I'm not leaving him. He ain't leaving me. So thanks for Sally. Guax, thank you for Sally. No, I'm not jealous. I used to be. I'm not jealous anymore. There were women he had working at his office. I mean, we could go back then when I was insecure, right? When I was insecure and naive and I don't know, and they would hire these women that they both found attractive. Nikki, I'm a man, I'm staying out. Thanks, my driven girl. Not to hurt each other's feelings with those comments, by the way. Dan Buzzcut, he needs one. Natalie, he needs a haircut. I told him, he looks frumpy, Every time he's overweight and his hair grows out, I'm like, it's time for a haircut, buddy. You look better. No, Carla, I'll pay you to take mine. Nancy, he could probably get any woman he wanted to. But back in the day, I knew him and his ex-partner, thought these women were pretty, And so that shit used to piss me off. And then not to mention, some of them would do things, to try to get attention from Dan. I don't know if it happened with Danielle, with Glenn, but I know my husband used to tell me about what they would do, Some of the girls would go and hike up their pantyhose in his office and shitty things like that. And I'm like, what are they doing? Why are you allowing that, Now I just think it's kind of funny. I'm like, shit, they should have taken you a long time ago. But yeah, but I no refunds. I always try to say that to, I'm wearing these shorts and they're really short and they're riding up in the thighs because my thighs touch. So why would he tell you that? Because he's open, you know? He figured he needed to tell me those things because, you know, he never wanted me to think he was keeping something from me. You know, if for some reason it got out and then he was worried like, well, what, you know, if I didn't tell you, right? And what if you found out that that happened and then you're going to be mad at me for not telling you? So for him, he was just trying to be open, not realizing. I was like, I don't need to know that stuff. So Patient Search, I went to live with his Uncle Adam in San Diego. It would be brother. Yes, Uncle Adam. Well, we all call him Uncle Adam. It's weird. So Adam is his brother. Yeah, but we all call him Uncle Adam. It's just weird. I don't know. So maybe that was the confusion. So anyway, yeah, to Dan. I mean, he had a couple psycho women working for him, and one he almost went home with. He's told that story before. Yeah, he's told that story before. Yeah, that he didn't, in his mind, he thought he was doing the right thing, right? And sometimes I'm like, you don't need to tell me. You know, there's certain things that I just don't need to know. I'm in that like phase of, I've been in that phase, like there's some things I just don't want to know. You know, because then I knew he was working with her for a long time. And she had problems, obviously. She knew he was married and it just put us in weird situations. So he just wanted to keep it open and honest. So, but yeah, I didn't need to know that. To me, I just don't want to know, you know? So anyway, that's just difference of opinions, right? I'm like cutting veggies for soup. Hi, Cindy. So anyhow, hi, Lise. How you feeling today? How's the leg? How's the hip? Mine's hurting. Can I have some of your shots? So it was his uncle, Dan's brother. No, Josh. Adam is Josh's brother too. Yeah, today's my sad birthday. Happy birthday, Kim. Oh, your sad birthday. Happy 1 year, Kim. God, can you believe that? You paid for a year to see this shit. I appreciate it. So I'm going through some wanting to revamp things with us. And Kim, not Kim, Chrissy, we'll have to talk. I talked to Jilly yesterday, and I just have so many things going through my head, right? Maybe getting rid of Patreon and making it a membership for the people of Patreon, and certain things, maybe doing like a little podcast recording and putting it on the website, right? I would like to have everything attached to the website if possible. So I'm not sure if that's all going to work out. So we're doing some investigation to keep the merch weapon. I would like to, but it costs us money. You know, it's costing money. So I've been slowly paying Jilly back for those things. So I would take over the monthly fee if we could add, like we were talking about workshops, doing maybe a workshop once or twice a month, and which would be an additional fee. And then, you know, doing the Patreon type stuff like blogging. I want to do like, you know, Patreon for me is more of a blog these days. I would like to blog a little bit. And so I'm trying to think of ways that we could combine it instead into one place. But I just don't know if that's going to be feasible. I don't know if Jilly is going to have the time to do all that. So there would be different tiers of cost for that because, again, we have to upkeep. I'm going to have to pay Jilly to help me upkeep and stuff like that. But I only shop, no work. I'm not leaving YouTube. No, I'm not. I'm still do my things, but the additional things that I do, like we have a membership on YouTube, I'll probably keep. I don't know. But if I can put it all, the membership, on one unit, I'd be happier. That way we'll have different tiers, you know. Are you leaving now? Okay. Be careful, please. Hi, Ross. So I have all these things that I'm working on. I really want to start doing workshops for everybody. And I know some of you are going to be like, I can't afford it. And whatever. It's there for the people who can, right? Yes, and we need to talk at some point, Christy. Bringing up some concerns Shirley had. She's looking into what the website offers right now and how we can manage it. If I can manage it, she just can't put a lot of time in it. You are broke, girl. But I would like to do like a blog and stuff like that. So we're working on it. So right now everything's staying the same until we finalize everything. But I kind of like how it's just one place and one time. And the workshops would be more of a Zoom, right? Where we can see each other and, you know, I could facilitate. I don't necessarily have to be there all the time, but I can open a room for you guys for a couple hours and you can just get to know each other. And then eventually we can talk about topics that we want to get to. And I don't know. So anyhow, so no, it's different. It's not a Zoom like our Zoom. It'll be more of a workshop Zoom for women who, you know, want to spend more time with other women like we do here, but just to be able to talk about things and give, you know, more one-on-one type things. Yeah. Hi, Janet. Oh, no. I hope it's just not stress. Girl, take care of you. So I don't know. I have all these thoughts in my brain. I just need somebody to do it for me. You can barely afford. I know. Sean, I'm thinking you should take out a loan. Yeah. Sometimes you have to do that in life, you know? Life gets a little sticky and costly. And I think you can probably take out maybe $1,000 for the year or more. But I'll look into it for you. Yeah. Patreon sucks. Tiny thumbnail thingy. Okay. I bet, Jane. Send it all on your plane, the Qatar plane, and bring it over here. Sally had been complaining. Oh, she wants a pic on her forehead. You mean, I'm confused by that one. But you can take a screenshot. Here it is. Or would you like this one? Guaco. Anyway, yeah, I'm just trying to condense but I just can't. The problem is I can't do all the, you know, the computer shit. So if I can't do it, and Chrissy can't do it, and Jilly can't do it, well, there goes fails. You know, I just hate going to all these different socials and doing it. So I would like to eventually at least eliminate Patreon, put it on the website, and then blog. What's the difference between a vlog and blog? I need to know. What's the difference with a V, a vlog, or a blog? I hear people say it both ways, so it really confuses me. So anyhow, Andrew left for a country in the park, and he's wearing jeans, boots, a short sleeve shirt, and a fucking vest. Like, dude, it's gonna be hot today. Hi, Pamela. A blog is written. What's a vlog? A video. Okay, got it. So yeah, I want to do both. A vlog and a blog. Yeah. So, because that's what I'm using Patreon for. So when I had my ex-business partner, he did everything for me, right? He uploaded things. I would send him stuff in a Dropbox, and then he would upload it. So I didn't have to do all the technical stuff. The problem is I'm going to be able to do that on the website, and that's the reason. That's the reason why I've kept the Patreon, because that took over a part of that subscription. Yes, a GoFundMe. Yes, Sean. I think that's a good idea. Get a hold of me. I do have some time today. Okay, I will call you because I think we need to talk, and I need to kind of, you know, baffle off to you some things that Christy said, Jilly said, so that maybe you can look into some other things that we could do together. I haven't lost any weight. Can't believe it. My screenshot. I still chicken checking. Yeah. I love those chicks, man. I'm gonna miss them. Like Kelly's like, I'm like, you might just see me randomly coming over and talking to your chicks. She's like, that's okay. So I watered a lot yesterday, so I probably don't have to water, but I'll check some of the really high sun, like garden areas, and then just gonna go double check on the chicks. Yeah. Hi Barb, how you doing today? Ed had a good day. He was up till 10 last night. We got home at like right before 8. They're so cute, Shauna. We got home before 8, and I just sat and went in TikTok hell and looking at things and reading up on or listening to the P. Diddy shit. And I was listening. What else was I listening to? I was just randomly laughing, and Andrew's like, "Did you take a gummy?" I was like, "No, I just had some drinks, but that's it." Because the way I was laughing at stupid things, right? I know, isn't that cute, Kim? And then the door, it says the Velociraptor. You know, be careful, you get electrocuted. So he was up till 10. So I got 2 videos, one of which I posted today, and then he was still rattling off. So I got another video, and then I went in and I was like, Dan, and you know, I was like, your dad's good, so you probably make a video right now. He's in a really good mood. And then he's like, shit, it's like 9:30. No, that was about 8. 9:30, he comes out, he's like, we gotta get him to bed, you know? I was like, okay, you know, finally at 10, I was like, okay, we gotta go to bed. But he was just chilling. He was not even, Ohio Rain. She's stopping grapes to make box wine. No, I'm not. No, it's not something I want to do. Nope. Just writing books and vlogging and blogging. That's what I do. And talking to my friends on here. So he is, he's interesting. Remember 2 days ago, he wasn't doing well. Then the next day, he was better than he was the day before. Yesterday was a good day. And so I showered him, I trimmed up his goatee, everybody's like, oh good, he needed a shave. I'm like, nope, goatee's still there. I just took it down for a minute so his face could breathe. Fuck, why do people care? Like, I don't like that. Oh, okay. Well, because you said you don't like the goatee, then I should trim it, right? So, people are just idiots. Sorry, I have to do some modding, you know? Hold on. We got the idiots out today. Anyway, so hopefully he has a good day. I was thinking about doing something with him today, but I don't know if we're gonna do that today or not. We'll see how adventurous I get. I was doing a lot of yard work before date night. People don't like it. People don't like it. People don't like the goatee. Some people call it a beard. I'm like, it's a fucking goatee. Learn the correct etiquette when you're bitching about something you don't like. I'm sorry, and why do you think I care if you like it or not? You know what I mean? It's so much easier for me. The goatee is so much easier for me. You know why? Because I don't have to worry about shaving him every day to keep it fresh, right? He's got his goatee, and then I just have to shave right in here in the shower every other day, right? It's so much easier for me. It's easier for me to maintain. All these fucking people, like, oh, he doesn't look good. I think he looks good. I think he looks great with it, and that's why he has it, because I make that decision. Yeah. You like box wine, so it stays fresher. Shauna, I mean, my wine doesn't last long enough to worry about freshness. I'm just saying. And that's the hardest part to shape. Yeah. So, I gave him a shower yesterday. He's difficult, you know. He has these moments where he just, cognition is difficult in his legs. It's hard. My job has gotten harder. Thanks, Save. I don't think. But they do have the right to their opinions on a public forum. Do they have the right to be assholes, Janie? Because basically, that's what you're saying. No. Again, I don't like the validation of the assholes. What you're basically saying is these people, most of them, are doing it because they're just passive aggressive and it's ugly, right? I would never go on somebody's page. And just be an ass. Oh, that looks ugly. Why did you buy that shirt? What are you dressing him like that? That's what it is. It's like they don't have enough to bitch about. See, Jamie, as much as you do, I don't know what you're talking about. So, the thing is stop validating the assholes. Stop validating the assholes, right? You have no right to be an asshole to somebody, period. You know what I mean? So, and that's just validating the ugliness. And I don't validate ugliness. We have so much fucking shit in this world. We don't need people to go and fucking bash people on social media because it makes them feel better. No. Oh, Carla, I love that. Yeah. I mean, I do have some good advice sometimes. I do. It's stuff that I work on myself, right? So no time for ugly. And I take myself, like the people that say, well, you put yourself on social media, so you have to expect the ugly. Bullshit. Again, why do I have to expect it? Why do I have to allow it? Fuck that. I don't like that. And I think it's shitty for people to say that. I don't validate ugly behavior. And if you do, that's on you. But I do not. Yes, Carla, that's what we're doing. I had a long talk with one of my friends this morning, too. I was late. I was pissed off about shit that's going on in her family. And I was like, you need to fucking start opening your mouth. Don't make me do it, girl, because I will. Put me on speakerphone. She's here. I knew you were. And she's like, I ain't putting you on speakerphone. I said, why? You scared? Yeah, she is. She's scared. Especially on my page, right? And most of these people, I mean, you see the ugly on Facebook. I can never do what you do. That is a cop-out, Smith. That is a cop-out. Don't ever say that on my platform. I can never do what you do. Yes, you could. I said the same thing, and here I am doing it. So, yes, you could. It's just, you do it, And it's just something you just do. You could do it. I couldn't do it, but I did it. And I'm doing it. Oh, hi, Tran. You have time in between all your medical shit? That's great. People are going, even on my book in Amazon, they're wasting their time. They're going from my platforms, the bitchy people, the jealous, the miserable people, and they're even going to write bad reviews on my book. They're not even talking about the book. What they're talking about is my live streams. Well, you should go. I love it, Tran. You should go listen to her morning rants. She bashes religious people. No, I bash the hypocritical religious people. I don't care what the fuck you believe in, but if you believe in religion and ugly, I'm gonna bash your motherfucking self. Yes, I am. I love it that you're so honest. I knew what you were doing with Father 26 years ago. Chicken my mom, that is bedbound. It's so hard, Lena, especially when they're bedbound. And it's shitty. Like, leave your fucking troll comments to, why would you bash me on another project that I did with another person? Right? So people, good thing Christy, because she's the writer. For fuck's sake. I don't have time for it. And she's like, look at this shit. Well, she doesn't cuss. She doesn't cuss, but I know she's thinking it. And she's like, can you believe this? And I was like, these people shouldn't be able to, if you're not writing, if you're not buying the book, you should not be able to comment, right? You should not be able to go over there and take away our stars because you're just bitter because I'm going up and you're still staying in the fucking mud because you stuck and you're ugly. But I do, Patty, I get really possessive because my friend Christy wrote the book, right? And so it really bothers me. I'm conditioned to the ugly, right? But she worked really hard on my book, right? To write it. And that people just hate me so much that they go and slap her in the face is so ugly. So ugly. And it pisses me off. I'm very protective over my loyal friends, right? So it really pisses me off. Thank you, Lucy. I know, they suck. Hi, Sherry. You keep changing your name, girl. You're always going to have to tell me it's Sherry. It should be verified purchases. 100%, it should be. If you're big mad that someone wrote a book, you need to look in the mirror. Yes. Hi, Goodman. Danielle, will Christy help others to write a book? I don't know. Christy's pretty much ingrained with me right now. we have plans, so she don't got time for other peons, She's only working with the real star here. Just kidding. Good, Lena. I love that. Hi, Fly Girl. Thank you. Yeah, man in the mirror. You guys, all the trolls who are listening out here, no money. Right. What?
I actually asked
The kids?
Yeah, I said, it's cold, but you're always welcome.
Yeah. So anyhow, I told her she can swim anytime, even if we're not home. She can just hop in the back. I can't finish it yet. I get interrupted or fall asleep. I know, me too, but it doesn't show it. It does. I think Silver Rose, it does show up. I think it takes a minute and then it shows up. I don't know. Danielle, should I unsubscribe? Because I don't think you're seeing my questions or comments. I see them, Joel. We busy. Yeah, listen to The Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. Yeah, I mean, you know, I just recently, you know, started, when you really start listening to the message, you know, I didn't really pay attention to the message, but it's very powerful. So anyhow, oh, it's been a week? Really? Huh. Just go back and try to do it again. It's really, it really, yeah, I was listening to it when we were in Vegas, coincidentally, with the guy who performs on Fremont Street. And I was like, holy shit, like I got goosebumps, you know? And I've never really heard the lyrics. I heard them, but I never really resonated until now. Oh, thanks, Pamela. I appreciate it. To order your book, and there you have it. Soaring Spirit, it's, everybody's really loving it. I haven't heard one bad review yet. Meaning the people who are reading it. Of course, people are leaving bad reviews, but they're not buying the book, right? They're just leaving the bad reviews because they don't like me. And so I think pretty much everybody who has read it is really enjoying the book. It's a quick read for them. There's always rotten apples. We're gonna say apples, right? Fat and juicy. What the fuck is that? There's many songs I never paid attention to until, yeah, I think when you're older, you know, things captivate you a little bit more, you know, than when you're younger. What's your favorite California vineyard? I don't have one. I'm an equal opportunity wine drinker. Sorry. There you have it. Save the mermaids. My kitchen companion, Meatloaf. We were just talking about Meatloaf, Smith. We were just talking about in our Zoom group of what we kind of lost our way because life has just been kind of crazy, but we try to pick at least one recipe and cook it all together or within this couple days of each other. And we haven't done that in a while, but I think my life is finally starting to settle. You know, it was just a lot with the book and my birthday, Mother's Day, Grandpa's hip. It's been a whirlwind of a couple months, you know. And, you know, my obligations as a caregiver have doubled, right? Because of his inability to take care of himself. You do have a great recipe for Milo? Yeah, I think, Tony, I still need to learn the bread. And I've been failing on my I haven't really cooked, right? I haven't baked. I've been doing quick loaves, but the quick loaves don't have as much of the nutritional value as when you do more of a fermented loaf. So I need to get back into that. Again, I miss cooking. I miss my fresh bread. I did do a quick loaf last week because it's quick, literally, and I can put it in the oven and it's fine and it gives me bread, but I don't know, Sandra, it pisses me off. Was Ed able to get into the bed on his own last night? No, he wasn't. So no, Ed is never going to walk by himself. Never. I mean, I just don't believe he's ever going to walk by himself ever again. I think honestly, this is the way he's going to be for the rest of his life. Point blank, like there's no easy solutions out of this situation. Cognition, you know, the brain tells your body what to do, right? And cognition is slowed down, right? Oh, thanks, Alana. Cognition is slowed down. So there's moments throughout the day where he walks great. I think me making the bread would be good. It is good, Lily. It takes time, but it's good. Including the cath. I don't know about the cath yet. We'll find out on Tuesday. Tuesday, he'll be, you know, I miss a lot of that, Sherry. You don't realize what you miss until you don't have it anymore, right? So it makes me sad for him. You know, you see his decline. You know, I definitely see a decline in him. We all do, I think. And that's really hard. That's really hard. And then you see moments of old Ed, like last night when he was yapping my ear off, with stovetop stuffing and a can of Hunt's meatloaf sauce. Oh. Okay, Smith says meatloaf with stovetop stuffing and a can of Hunt's meatloaf sauce. Okay. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thanks, Jonathan. How are you? You like my book? I'm so happy. Like, Christy did an amazing job. And we're getting some workbooks together. Yeah, but he's 93, Goodman. I mean, you know, he's old. we all slough off, you know, as we age. Everything gets slower. I mean, some of that is just age related. Some of that is the dementia. I do believe things have escalated since the fall. Was it the fall? Was it the anesthesia? Was it the broken hip? Maybe. I do believe things have changed since then. And it's sad, right? That they call it the long goodbye for a reason. And it's sad. It's fucking sad. And as caregivers feel it, right? We talked about this yesterday, how every day it's a stress watching him. You know, it's like we can't wait for him to get up to see how he is, right? And then we can kind of predict how the day's gonna be. Dan needs rehab, he does. Me first though, because I think in rehab you're gone for like 6 weeks. So can I go first? Ed is doing better, but his eyesight is getting, his hearing has gotten worse. Yeah. His hearing has gotten much worse, and that's also cognition, you know. My name of the book is There You Have It. Yeah, there you have it. It's only on Amazon. I got a kick when somebody said, is it on Barnes & Noble? No. God, I wish. No. Hi, Sarah. It's No Girls All to Watch. I know. And, you know, there's stress. I mean, I don't think people understand, you know, people who are watching it on the outside, right, who are watching our lives that we post, you know, on the outside, you get snippets of the day. You get snippets of a moment, you know, that we have with him. You don't see the whole day. And unless you have been a caregiver, you don't understand the stress that comes with it, right? Bad days are worrisome because you spend the whole day thinking, okay, what is going on? You know, how many times he's not having a good day and he's slumped on the couch sleeping and you're like, Dad, you know, Dan, I'm like, why'd you wake him up? You know, he's like, I gotta make sure he was still breathing. I was like, well, you can look at his chest, you know? Watching the decline, seeing how dependent on us he is even more. You know, he can't do the simple things, the simple tasks. Sometimes he can't even stand up to brush his teeth. His legs are too tired, you know, or he doesn't have enough strength, right? He doesn't understand. The cognition isn't there. The strength isn't there. That's sad. You know, it's sad. And, you know, you sometimes get frustrated, right? Because you're like, you know, sometimes when you're doing toilet duties, you know, and he can't stand up by himself. Even a walker doesn't help him, you know, and his legs are shaking and he's like, I don't want to fall. And he gets, you know, nervous and you're just trying to clean up the mess you need to clean up. And you're like, just focus, get your bearings, you know, I'm almost done. And, you know, it's frustrating because, you know, you don't know, you know, is it he's not listening? Is he just not, is it the disease? You know, it's all these things and it's hard. It's fucking hard. You know, my body hurts. Last night I had to get help because I knew that my body was not well. You know, right now my pain level is really high. My back was in so much pain, but I've been doing a lot of yard work too. So does he cry? No, it is not. The only thing I see that saddens me, Screech, as we talked about it yesterday, is he gets this look in his eye and you can tell he's feeling the emotions. You know, he's in his feels. He gets scared. And when you see that eye, God, it pains you. You know, it fucking pains your heart, you know, because he can't understand. And even though you explain it to them, right, he still doesn't understand it. And that's such a hard thing. And so I get frustrated, you know, we do. We're human. We're going to get frustrated. So my dad always winced in his eyes. Yeah, I can't explain the look. It's not even a wince. It's just this look of being petrified, you know. It's like when you fall, you know, and you just like, you're like, what the fuck, ow, you know. He just has that look. He has that look in his eye, and it's just me and Dan can spot it. Nobody else can, you know. Nobody else can. And I was like, yeah, it's like a fear of, it's just a fear. Yeah, you can, Sarah. So confused. Oh, I hate that. I was told your tummy, and yes, the tummy. And I have a friend who, one of our followers sent Dan and Andrew a back brace. Really cute. It was really sweet. We got it a month ago with the head thing. And so, no, it's different than processing. He has a different look for processing. There's different looks. There's different, his eyes, that's what most people don't understand is, and for Ed anyway, because I don't know about other people, but I know about Ed. Ed has different expressions on his face. He has different thoughts. He has different things that he worries. You can see. Processing's a different look. Yeah. I have a TikTok speaker. Of course you do. Some of it's lost. And no, lost is a different look. Trust me, you guys. I have every look in my. It's. If I could explain it more, I could do it, but I can't because you have to see it to know it. You know. I'm 30 hours from my mom. My sister's so mad that I can't help. Well, because you don't live in the same place. Like, what are you supposed to do? Uproot your family? Yeah. I mean, I think you know, for us, we can tell the emotions from his face. He doesn't express it. He's never been one to express emotions anyway. Control, but never, you know, anything else. So, it's interesting. It's interesting. Is he feeding himself? Yes. Yes. He is still feeding himself. Absolutely. He can do that stuff. I mean, he still brushes his teeth. It's just a matter of, is he standing or is he sitting while brushing? Yeah, it's, you just know when you're around somebody 24/7, you know, you just get to know, their body language, you get to know their looks, you get to know their worries, and you know when he's, you know, he's in a bad way. And unfortunately, it happens a lot more than it doesn't. Yeah, he still does a lot. I mean, you know, Dan really works on him standing and walking a lot. You know, the shower really exhausts him now. You know, that's sad. He was falling asleep after I finally got him dressed. It's hard. I mean, I literally, like, after the shower, I'm like, fuck. You know, Andrew watched me the whole time. He was like, I'm gonna, oh, good, Renee, thank you. Andrew's like, I'm gonna watch you just because I know, just in case I ever have to watch him. So he watched me, and Andrew helped me, you know. He picked him up for me because he couldn't walk at that point. It just exhausted him, you know. Everything, he's saying ouch a lot, everything. Water's too hot, too hot. I turned it down 5 times. Oh, it's too cold. I'm like, fuck. I mean, everything. I'm like, Ed. You may have subscribed on the profile link. Okay, you're taking care of that. So anyhow, yeah, life is crazy with dementia. It really is. When I was in California, not helping him with his mom. You know, I mean, here's the thing. If you can do what you can do for your family, do it. If you can't, don't fucking beat yourself up. You know, people have to also respect the fact that, you know, other people may not live in the environment the same way. You know, you could be mad all you want, but if you have taken on that role, it's really hard for you to be mad at other people. You have extra support, and that is awesome. So we used, you're too rough. Ed bitches at me all the time. I mean, he bitches at me all the time. Dan's yelling from his chair, make the water cooler. I'm like, what do you think, I'm not doing it? For fuck's sake, Dan, he was pissed. He didn't want to take a shower. He did not want to take a shower, so he was pissed, so he was just bitching. Everything was just, it's too cold, it's too hot, it's too hot, ouch. Ouch what? What are you ouching? It's not that hot. Stop it. And then Dan's yelling at me. Oh, thanks, Tabitha. Nobody has told me that today at all, so I'll take it. Tabitha said I'm amazing. Thank you. So hi, Robbie. I won't. So he was just pissy. I'm not taking a shower. Bullshit. I'm in control, so you're taking a shower. Ha ha. You stink. Ha 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 ha. Move over now. Put your feet in there. Enough with your lollygagging. We're getting to work. I don't have all day. Get your shit together. So anyway, yeah, that's what I do. I mean, and I talk like that sometimes because, you know, that's our communication. I mean, we've done that our whole lives, right? Oh, thanks, Tim. It does help. We tell you every day, chick. Alabama says, Tabitha, that they tell us every day. He was having a tantrum. And so I gave it back to him. What a bitch at me. I'm trying to take care of you, brew. Shit. Don't stand in my way, mother clucker. Does he use a shower? Absolutely. There is no way he could stand in a shower. None. And plus, that's all I need. Slip and fall. So yeah, he's a pain in the ass. Let me tell you, yesterday, Deanna was laughing. He's like, oh, he's mad. I said, he big mad. I don't care. Put your neck up. Wash your penis. Wash your legs. But I still want the water cooler. It's cold enough. No, it's not. So I turn it down. Oh, Water's too cold. Well, I try to tell you that. Well, turn it up. So we do banter like that because that's our normal bantering. And Dan's yelling. It's just listen to him. Dan, shut the fuck up. Stay in your chair and shut the fuck up. Yeah, no. So we and like Dan thinks I'm putting him under hot fucking water, you know? It wasn't hot. Even Andrew was like, Grandpa, it's not hot. Oh, you're telling me? Yeah, he was pissed. He did not want to take a shower. So after I got him dressed, yes, then that's what he says. After I got him dressed, he says, Danielle, I appreciate what you're doing for me. Well, 10 minutes ago, you didn't. 10 minutes ago, you were pissing me off. What? Nothing. You're welcome, Ed. Most of the time, he can't hear me bitching back anyway. Yeah, Marcia, he happens to leave, right? I'm in the midst. This is the total Danism yesterday. Let me tell you this, and you guys are gonna be like, oh yeah, typical Dan. So yesterday, right? I'm outside. I used my new trimmer yesterday for the first time, and I was trimming some things I wanted to get done before the gardeners come today. And so I'm trimming, right? Andrew comes around, and I'm sweaty. Hi, Beach Man. How you doing today? And I'm sweaty, and I'm trying to get my tan on. I got my sports bra on, and Andrew's like, yeah, we need you inside. What? Well, Grandpa's pooping. Grandpa's pooping. And Dad needs you in to help him. I was going to help, but Dad's like, go get your mom. Yeah, because I'm not doing anything, right? So I'm like pissed off. I'm just put on the, let me get this fucking shit in the back. And then, it's a lot. I mean, I have to go out here in the front and try to do some stuff today. And I was just pissed. I was like, are you kidding me? Oh, yay. Good. How you feeling though? Are you good? Everything okay? And so like, I'm pissed, right? I'm like, for the love of God, like, does anybody not see what I'm doing? And I'm bitching at Andrew, right? And I'm like, this guy, does he not know that I'm like, I'm knee deep, I'm sweating, and I just want to get this done before date night. Cause I also have to get in the shower. So I go inside and he's like, okay, well, I get everything situated to finish up in the back. I put it all there. And so I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm walking, I'm just pissed, right? He's like, oh, false alarm, but can you just wipe his butt for me? Because you do it. I said, really? You called me in here with Andrew in here to ask me to wipe his butt. I know, but you do it good. You do it. Okay. Well, hang in there. I'm glad you're touching base with us. It makes me feel good. So yeah. So then I'm like doing it and he's like this and he's like, we got to change it. Can you change his pants? Or you see what I was doing outside, right? Like I'm not sunbathing, laying out in the pool. I'm literally working on the fucking property. Like, give me a fucking break. You and Andrew couldn't handle this. You needed me to wipe a butt and change his pants. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass with the catheter. I get it. I don't like doing it either, right? So then I'm like, get out of the way, right? So he gainfully was like, I'm just gonna give him a shower. Now that I'm inside, he needs, we don't put undergarments on because it hurts. Date night was fun. So, there's stuff that, happens to get in the pants and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm just gonna put him in a shower. He's like, oh, okay. Andrew's like, what the hell? And then he goes and sits down in the room and I'm just like ripping off his shit and doing all this stuff. And, I'm like, I cannot believe that. And then I get him dressed and I'm like, here he is, finish buckling him up. Well, where's this? I'm like, I don't know. You figure it out. Cause I got to finish the shit that I started outside before date night so I can shower and be presentable. So then I went outside and did all that shit, right? Are you kidding me? This is my life. You guys don't believe me when I say it. And I know some of you are like, well, you did it. I did do it because I do it better. I do it better. But that's not the point. The point is I'm always being pulled in every direction possible. Fuck. Okay. Affirmation for a badass. Does Grandpa care or recognize? No, he doesn't. He just sits there. And sometimes he just giggles.
Yes. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Let's see what this. Let's see what this does. Scream. This is good. I already feel it. Scream, yell, freak the fuck out, and then go do something that matters. That's right. Again, I'm gonna read it one more time. Scream, yell, freak the fuck out. That's so me. And then do something that matters. Yeah. That's exactly what I do. I am just one of those people who I bitch. I'm a bitcher, right? I still do it, but I just bitch about it. I don't know why. Because I want somebody to tell me who's surrounded by me, babe, I really appreciate you. You know, Dan's saying that. I thank you for that. That was great. I'm glad you gave him a shower. And I'm like, yeah. Okay. Let's read. Ow, fuck, my hip. My hip is really bad. My right hip. Okay. Yeah. If we're gonna undo something that matters. Yes. Scream, yell, and freak the fuck out. I'm good, Josie. He's very blessed to have me. Okay, so this is my book. If you don't know, this is a book that has recently found its way into my house. I know the author very well, and I know the person who helped write it for her. It's both of us, right? It's a joint collaborative. So whether, yay, simply blessed. Whether or not you believe I'm an author or not, it's up to you, but I don't want to fucking hear your bitching about it. This is my book, right? This is my story. She just put it to pieces without the fuck, right? Without the cuss words and shit. Okay, so we're reading a little bit every day, just so you know. Just for those of you who don't have it, you can maybe think, ooh, maybe I need. Sometimes I can't stand you, but sometimes I love you. I think that I really, really, I think that means I really, really like you. You know, that. Why do I get that, Kristen? I was a little undecided at first, but, you know, once I took a minute to reflect, I thought, okay, that kind of makes sense. When you get your hay payment. Ooh, hey. Okay, who is Danielle Salinger? I already read that. My name is Danielle Rachel Behar Salinger. I was born to my parents, Janice and Pierre, on May 5th, 1974, at Baptist Hospital in Tennessee. See, I was Southern, and I still am. My mother didn't often talk about my delivery. Still, she did share a funny memory. When I was born, she looked at me and said, "Is this my monkey?" I mean, she was just like, she's like, "You look, oh good, Sarah, you look like a monkey." That's all she said. She, like a munchie-chee. Remember, hi, Pat, where are you? You look like, where have you been? You look like a munchie-chee. I look like a monkey. I was like literally hairy from my head to my toes. It was the weirdest fucking thing. It was crazy. Like, was I cold in the womb? Did I need a sheet of cashmere hair all over my body to survive? Or was that a protective layer for what my mom was doing on the external outside forces of the internal protection for me? I don't know. Well, that's okay. They don't know where your boil is. She has a boil on her vagina. But don't tell anybody. Today I live in Elk Grove, California, with my family. It's a place where life is fast-paced and God, this print is so small. And I don't have my glasses on. Girl, I'm here with my farm feet. Every time I walk to the chickens next door, I always laugh at you. I think about you and think about, would Pat be doing this with her farm feet? Yeah. You say them when you need them. Yeah, hold on. Today, I live in Elk Grove, California with poor eyesight and perimenopause. I added that. It's a place where fucking life is way too, I'm gonna do, okay. I'm gonna do my version. And not the G-rated version. I'm gonna read, this is, what have I been reading it like? I'm gonna put my fucking shit in here. Still, oh, hold on. You'll learn more about me and my fucking family in the chapters to fucking come. Quirks, stories, and unforgettable fucking moments that have made my life fucking special. There's so much to share, and I'm excited to bring you along for the fucking ride. See, good thing Christy wrote this. My mother, Janice fucking Salinger, we'll leave out some of that shit, was born in Italy to my grandparents, Jack and fucking Sarah. Two amazing humans on the force of the nature. Better than anybody you could ever meet in your life. That wasn't in the book, I added it. She was an amazing fucking woman, my mama was. The calmest and the most collected fucking person I've ever known. Passive and mellow, yet full of upbeat spirit. Where the fuck did I come from? Where the fuck did I come from? The Salingers fucked me up. That's why. I'm just telling you. Her reassuring mantra was always, don't worry, it will always work the fuck out. My mama always pissed me off. She's like, Danielle, take a deep breath, you'll be fine. Everything will work itself out. Mama, I need more enthusiasm, you know? Like, come on, fit my vibe. The Salingers fucked me up like this. But I need to be calm. She had an incredible ability to make everything seem manageable. She sure did. No matter how difficult things got, period. My father, Pierre Allen Behar, was a very handsome man. He was. I look like him. He was born in Cairo, Egypt, to my grandparents, Lola and Albert Behar. During a time of war, he was the baby of 3 children. He was the baby of 3 children, his older siblings being Ray and Nicole. When that conflict, during time of war. Okay, so when the conflict finally subsided, his family, once wealthy, had lost everything as a result of war. They made their way across the globe to the United States, starting in New York, New Jersey, and eventually settling in Tennessee. My dad, not everybody else settled in Tennessee. My dad did, but his family pretty much stayed in New Jersey and New York. Dad had so much charisma. He fucking did. And charm. Very charmful. And a way of captivating everyone who encountered him. Everybody loved my dad. Today on the streets in Nashville, I could walk down the street in Nashville and people would be like, by chance, are you Pierre's daughter? Like, that's how things were. It was like everybody, when he was in the industry and he started off as a bartender in his early years and, later years in life, and then managers of restaurants and stuff. Everybody knew his kids. Like, we have a striking resemblance to his kids. And when I was little, I remember people coming up to me and being like, to whoever I was with at the time, are you Pierre's daughter? It was crazy. My dad was well known and loved. It's too bad he didn't realize that, Anyway, it's too bad. We'll get on that later. Dad had so much charisma and charm and a way of captivating everyone who encountered him. Everybody would have been captivated by my dad. His infectious energy drew people in. Anyone who had the pleasure of knowing him could be mesmerized with instant charm. He had a way of lighting up a room. He sure fucking did. Making conversations feel effortless with how engaging he was. With a warm smile and an adventurous spirit, his presence was magnetic. My dad's ability to connect left a lasting impression on all who crossed his path. And we'll stop there for today. But, it was really interesting because, it was very, 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 very interesting, with, should I finish? Okay. I've always looked up to my mom's mother, my maternal grandmother, Sarah, because she was an extraordinary woman full of resilience and grace. Born in Italy, she and my grandfather were shaped by the hardships they faced during the war. It was a true test of strength and determination. Together, they built a loving family, welcoming 5 children. Leo, Janice, Betty, Sammy, and Helen. After the war, they made a courageous journey to Ellis Island, seeking a fresh start. What better place to begin than America? A long scene as full of promise and possibility. Eventually, they settled in Tennessee, where the story of perseverance and love took root. That story continues to inspire their family today. I've always talked about my grandparents, and if you read the book, if you read this book, you'll realize the journey and the amount of amazingness that was captivated by the amazingness of my grandparents. And I won't share that on the open forum because it really made me, I struggled with putting the chapter in about my grandparents. I struggled with that because it's so personal, and the hate that fills this world today with certain things, it kills me. And to have that, I was so hurt when the people before, our story was told, Mimi and Dan's, I was so hurt with the fact that people took the digging, and finding and posting pictures of my mom's grave and all those things with social media. It was such a horrific time for me that people could be so rude and so unempathetic, right? So unempathetic with a daughter and her mother's death, right? And and so I don't like to talk about certain things, especially my my grandparents, my ancestry, my religion, my race, my culture, because of that. It's too much hurt for me. And what my grandparents endured was fucking amazing. And the way they faced life after the fact was even more amazing. So I mean, there's a chapter in the book that talks about it. I will not go online and talk about it in depth because it's not. I just, there's certain things that I have no tolerance for, and it's with my family. It's with my family. So you have to. People are gonna hate, but they can get ugly, Gigi. I mean, it hurts my soul. There's already been a lot of hurt in this country, a lot of hurt, a lot of just hatred, and I that's why I have a hard time with hate. A lot of things I have a hard time with hate, and my family history has a lot to do with that. I have not gone to my P.O. box. I know Sarah's waiting for me to go to. It's very evil. It's a very evil time. And so I think it'll open up some of the minds to people who read the book, and they will understand a little bit more. You too, Beach Man, rest up. Come on, we got this. There, it's just sad. And that's a lot of the reason why I won't stand by, and I won't let people treat me the way they do. Fuck that shit. I'm over this shit. In terms of, oh my gosh, quickly. Anyway, so the book title is There You Have It. People are very cruel, and it's sad that I can't be, I'm open, right? I mean, I'm an open person, but the way that people use your shit and your history to throw it in your face, and maybe it'll happen. Maybe I'll piss somebody off who's read my book or something like that, and hopefully they won't be so full of hate, but it's hard. It's really hard. It really makes me sad. Really makes me sad. And so I'll share it in a book where people can, who obviously want to read and learn more about me, my life, and my family history. That's where it's at. Yeah. Because I know that most people who hate me won't do that. Amazon, Liz. Amazon. Has Dan read my book? No. Will he read it? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. I don't know. He's just not a reader. Did you see my glitter? Oh God, it's still there. And it's like not even putting a head on it. It just makes me feel like I'm extra swollen. Yeah, Amazon, there you have it. So it looks like this. Somebody said, do you realize you're with, do you realize that you're with J.D. Salinger on Amazon? I said, that's right. Family history, bruh. They're putting us connected with the, that's right. J.D. Salinger. Yeah, anyway, it's relative. I mean, it's connection in the Salinger side. You cried? Oh, I love that. Hi, Grant. Anyway, so not the goiter. It's there still. Look, it's huge. Yeah, I don't know. About a lawyer to file an international federal. Oh, that's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, I guess the benefit of my mom and my dad meeting was they made me. And what other better person could they have made? Anyway, all right. So I'm going to leave today. I don't know. We might maybe do a live later if I feel like it. Depends how the day goes. One of my friend's daughters is coming over with her kids, I think, to swim. But I don't have time to hang out. So I'll say hi and do my thing. But I can't. I hate it. It's just there. It's not going away. I don't even know if it's a pimple or if it's a bug bite because I got some bug bites. Hi, Sue. I hope you're enjoying your... Yeah, I got a bug bite on the back. Fucking chickens. It's when I go to the chickens. There's mosquitoes. Anyway. I'm leaving. That's what I said already, didn't I? Anyway, love you. Have a great Saturday. Find your sparkle. Find your shine today. We always focus. I always tell this, and I'm going to repeat it until you believe it. We always focus on the negative, the things that are going bad in our lives. We need to focus on the positive things that have come in our lives, the positive things that make us smile or bring on a smile for the day. Again, homework is always, at the end of the day, reflect on your day, what the highs and the lows, right? But start with your highs first, and then maybe the lows won't feel so bad. Okay, so remember that. positive. And that's really hard, Nat. I'm telling you, it's hard for me. Sometimes in the course of the day, my day's so hectic that sometimes I do focus too much on the negative. I admit it, right? But sometimes I stay away from social media. Like, I won't look at my comments. I just know that I'm not going to ruin my day by looking at people who are trying to bring me down. And that's one of my boundaries I have set up, is I won't go on social media if I feel in any way that they're going to dim my shine. And people do. You see it, right? Last night I was having fun, blocking. Rita, I blocked like 30 people last night. Whoa, I almost fell. My life is too valuable, and I need to have the right mindset. And sometimes our minds aren't always right, and we allow those people to penetrate our hearts. And it is so difficult sometimes to get out of that. And I'm just trying to get better at setting my boundaries, because I need to also have those, because sometimes they start dimming me, right? And then I get in a bad mood because I'm like, what are people so fucking stupid? They're fucking stupid. And so anyway, my frog pocket. Are we going there again, Sandra? She's noticing my neck wrinkle. She calls it a frog pocket. The fuck? I'm gonna delete you as a member. You don't deserve to have any star. Take away your fucking star. A lot of people rag on her for being mean. Well, Dr. Ed doesn't have a channel. Dr. Ed doesn't have a channel. So that's thieves trying to make money off of Ed. Yeah. Yeah, my member over here calls it frog pocket. She just throws it out every so often and makes me feel insecure. What the fuck is a frog pocket? Anyways, my hanging neck. Thank you, perimenopause and age. You fucking suck my ass. Anyway, whatever, Sandra. I hope your frog pocket gets stuck today in a closed door. Oh shit. That was mean. You deserve it. I gotta go feed the chickens. I gotta go talk to them. They make me happy. I do. I go over there and they make me happy. I talk to them. Frog pocket. Sandra just doled my sparkle. My frog pocket. Look, it looks good now. Shit. Anyway, fuck. Let them all hang out today. Oh, you got merch? Woo! You guys, buy some fucking merch, you guys. I'm in the red. God, what kind of friends are you? Buy my book and buy my merch. For fuck's sake. Make it a good day. Oh, bok bok. All right, love you. See you tomorrow morning. Adios, amigos. Remember, you're important, you are worthy, and you matter. Say that to yourself every day while you look in the mirror. You say it to yourself when you're down, you say it to yourself when you're mad, and you say it to yourself when you're happy. I am important, I matter, and I am fucking worthy. Right? You need to believe it. Believe it. I got you. Maybe, Lily, maybe. Yeah. You have a bullfrog. Anyway, love you, bye.